Alright, y'all. We back. I stopped doing reactions, man. I ain't been doing no reactions in a while, but your boy about to get back on it, man. You know what I'm saying? We got the FX3. We ain't gonna be lazy with this content. But today, we're gonna react to a documentary Celeb Cars did about me, and man, it's super deep, super accurate, and a lot of y'all probably don't know about my background. And it's time for y'all to find out. So let's just get straight into it, man. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
The two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. But what does it take to find who you truly are? Along the way and from the start, troubles will appear. Doubts will creep in, and the sun won't shine bright orange every day. Drugs will be a part of the story. A life-changing Halloween night too. A collection of overpowered cars, maybe a weight loss journey, and an unexpected plot twist as well. But above all, this story involves a man. Someone whose heart stayed warm when everything got cold around him. Someone who embraced who he truly is to its full extent, no matter the echo. Because you might learn today that a tiger doesn't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. This is the story of OKQ.
Yeah! I should have put the yeah.
What's up, baby? I'm touching down in the city. About the whole day, and I got fine shit with me.
Damn.
Everything begins in the east side of Atlanta, in Stone Mountain City. That's where Quick grew up without a father and a mother on drugs. From 12 to 14 years old, our main character already understood the importance of family, because when his mom split up with her significant other, he and his 3 sisters went to live with their mom. In lack of a father figure and 4 females in the household, our boy directly turned to the streets to create brotherhood and family he didn't find at home.
Rest in peace to Nothin.
That pushed him to the street shenanigans, and he started being a hustler as a teenager. The streets became his father, and he leveraged that to find his own clique. Other misfits that were in the same situation as him. You know, broken hearts come together.
This is my first video ever on YouTube. What? How did he even find this?
Mischievous activities began. Quick would go to his local Walmart every couple of weeks and steal candy from the store, go to school, post the candies in front of the vending machines, and sell them for a quarter cheap than the price on the machines. He went as far as recruiting someone, a close friend, on a 50% partnership.
Draco, my
Not
little
knowing
brother.
any better at the time, that's how he made his first dollars at 15 years old. Stealing candy from a local store around, got to school, and sell it. He even bought a safe to put all their combined earnings, with the idea of cashing out one day and balling out. But when you play with the devil, things never go quite as planned.
That's a fact.
One day, Quick came home, and it was just gloominess in the air. He walked to his room towards his closet where he had put his filled up safe. And guess what? It wasn't there anymore. He remembered walking into his mom's room, and before he could even say anything, he saw her hiding behind the couch. His mother had took all the money he saved up. Feelings were hurting more than usual for the simple fact that his friend's money was in there too. After this event, he just got back in the streets trying to figure out ways to make money. But he didn't know yet that his business partner and close friend at the time would play a bigger part in the story. Quick was now fully immersed in the rash lifestyle. He was living in a group home back then because his mom was intoxicated. Authorities came to pick him up, and he ended up going to jail multiple times because of running away from different group homes, back and forth in all his teens. The same kid that he did the candy business venture with had a mom, and his mom was a neighborhood friend of Quick. She used to feed him and take care of him once in a while. This woman, Miss Aisha, who was even poorer than Quick, signed a petition to adopt him. He ended up moving in with them, basically getting adopted by his childhood friend's mom. She became his black mother. His other mom, who was on drugs, is white. School wasn't easy neither. The highest level of education he completed was 10th grade, before getting kicked out for being bad, selling weed and cigarettes, and doing all types of misbehavior.
Alright, y'all, I'm back. I had to change the angle because I feel like that angle wasn't, you know what I'm saying, good enough. Y'all couldn't really see what was going on. So let's get back into it though.
School diploma years later, after he had no choice because of the probation he was dealing with. And if this wasn't enough to deal with already,
He
Quick
found all
discovered
the
that he
hidden
had
gems,
a
bro.
1-year-old son out there. So get
That's not
this,
even my
at
1-year-old.
16
Okay.
years of age, he was in a group home with no family. Mom on drugs, just got out of jail doing street activities. School is a mess, trying to get adopted, and now he finds out he has a
Yo,
whole
not the
child.
flip phone,
Now what
bro.
does
Not
Quick
that
do in all
slide
this
up.
chaos? He keeps his head up. Finding out about his son pushed him even further to hustle and do something about the situation. His black mom, the one who adopted him, ended up passing away from lung cancer around 2022 after beating it 3 to 4 times. Here's how life turns around though. At one point, she didn't have a birth certificate because she was originally from New York. Quick ended up doing a program to get her adopted by him so she could get her birth certificate. So he adopted the mother who adopted him years before. Funny how life goes around full circle. He remembers the last thing she said to him was, "Never stop being yourself. That's your true gift and blessing. It's not the cars, it's not the hair, it's definitely not the money, it's you." And that sentiment stuck with him forever.
Yeah, tell me that, man. Damn. My boy got chapters. He is real deal. This is a real deal documentary, bro. The honor, man. The honor, bro. Appreciate you, dog.
The tiger pisses on trees to let everyone know he's there. In this world, you gotta make a name for yourself, an impactful one, the one that people remember. As you saw, life was one heck of a struggle for Quick since the very beginning. But there's one thing that always made him feel better when things were going south, no matter the situation, and that was music. He started off on YouTube as a rapper, making music under the name of OKQ. People always called him Quick. That was his nickname growing up because he was always fast and being the first person gone in certain situations. As he grew up, he got the nickname Orange King because
I was the first one gone when the police used to come on the block. Alright? Soon as 12 came, I was out of there. So he's like, you quick as hell, boy. Quick.
always loved the color orange. He was wearing it all the time and he kinda adopted the color of his main shade to wear. People started calling him the Orange King, and it stuck to him. Then he combined both his names, which was Orange King Quick, but he felt that was too long to tell people when he met them. So he shortened it to OKQ.
Yeah!
Rapping was cool, but
Damn,
he
that's true.
quickly understood it would never take him where he wanted to be. Another thing would though, and we all know what that is. Something that we use every day. Something by the name of social media.
I think about to say cars.
I'm a super hot, she was super hot. She like the fuck guys. She like the fuck guys. I'm a super hot. She was super hot.
OKQ's obsession with cars started more so at an older age, when he first bought his 2003 Toyota Celica. When he bought his car at around 20 years old, he felt like he overly made it. Boy, nobody could tell him nothing. He really
Overly
thought he
made
had
it.
a whole Lamborghini in his hands. And let's be honest, that's how we all feel when we get our first car. Your first car will always be your Lambo. Plus, it was yellow, so everybody in the hood used to say it was the little Lambo. That was the first car he actually started modifying, as like adding wheels to it, new lights, trying to make it sound better. You know what I'm saying? Like any little modification he could afford at the time. As he started to get a little bit of money, it was time for a level up. His first actual build on social media was his 2016 Dodge Charger
Dragon.
RT. He had a childhood friend who he grew up with looking up to, and his name was Johnny B. And Johnny B had a purple Charger. We're talking 2014, 2015 here. And one day, Quick was walking and stopped by a gas station, and Johnny saw him, picked him up, and gave him a ride in his Mopar. OKQ instantly fell in love with his friend's Charger. Johnny, though, was shot and killed 3 years later after that, and he always told himself that he was going to get a Dodge Charger, and that was going to be the build he was going to do for him. Fast forward, this was his first V8. He saved up over $23,000 and bought that car, started modding it, and he had a wake-up call. People seem to like the things he's doing to his car, so why not broadcast it to the world? He started posting it while modifying it, and that's where the online car journey started. Now, that build is finally complete after 7 years since he got the Charger. That same build that started his entire career is a 1,000 horsepower build. One-of-one wide body kit, carbon pieces everywhere, pro-charged engine with a 6.4 motor and a built transmission. This was his first masterpiece. After he bought the Charger RT, he started to find a fascination in European cars. So he got a 1999 BMW 328 as his first Bimmer. And that's how his passion for BMWs came about. The car had so many problems, but boy, when he pulled up with a Bimmer in the hood, he felt like that guy no matter what. But we all got bigger dreams, right? His 2014 BMW M6 was his absolute dream car. The idea was to get a convertible and make it fast. Now on his 26th birthday, he finally saved enough money. His social media was starting to buzz because of his Charger build, so boom, let's get the M6. He traveled to the rich part of town, found a guy who had an M6 that just had to finish making some payments on it. So OKQ offered to finish the payments in exchange for the car. And guess what? He agreed. The M6 was in his possession for a fairly good price. And the dream was accomplished. And when he got it, he never thought it would turn into the sensation that it did. It took the world by surprise, just because everybody in the race scene knows that you don't race a convertible. It's not an aerodynamic. Convertibles are automatically more heavy, and no one ever really raced an M6 in any capacity. Everyone was just used to seeing Hellcats in faster cars. When they saw an M6 convertible beating Hellcats and Lamborghinis, the whole world and OKQ himself was shocked. But in life, when everything's going too good, there's always something that awaits you at the finish line.
Damn. Not the accident.
Back in 2021, it was Halloween. OKQ had a friend who he kept going back and forth with on about who had the fastest car between them. Every time they raced, that friend would beat him in his Camaro. Quick was driving his Charger, but when he got his M6, it was time for revenge. At the same time, his friend bought a Nissan GTR, so Japanese versus European, here we go. OKQ had to drive all the way to Mexico to do this race, and for the first time in his life, he beat him. They did 3 runs, beat him twice. You can imagine how happy OKQ was. Well, as they finished racing, they got off the track to check the footage and aftermath, and as they pulled off, a car ran into the back of OKQ's M6.
I finally did it. I finally beat him.
This lady was trying to take a picture of his car because she saw him on TikTok. And as she was taking the picture, she didn't see OKQ braking and she ran straight into his rear end. She hit him so hard that his GoPro fell off his head. His hair came out of the ponytail. It was super dramatic. At first he thought he was hit by an 18-wheeler. He didn't see what he got hit by. And when that accident happened, he thought his life was changed forever. But what he didn't know is that it would change, yes, but in a good way. Being afraid of not having any more content to post because the car was a wreck forced him to sit down and think of new content ideas and post even more than before. As a result, he started to get way more traction because he focused heavily on content. Before the accident, he was often outside, not focused on social media too much. But that accident happened for a good reason. It was the switch for OKQ on social media. The crazy thing is that he held on to that crash video for 2 years because it was just too embarrassing for him. But after 2 years, he finally posted it, and it ended up going mega viral. He did over 1 billion views over just that one video alone on all platforms. It was really a vulnerable moment for him because it was him at his lowest. And in that moment, he thought everything changed. And it did, but for the good.
This shit so hard, bro. This shit trim, twin. He snapped. Like, for real. It's pressure. This whole documentary is pressure. Time to talk about these muscles I got.
As the tiger wakes up, the the sun kisses his striped coat. One thing that people don't know about Orange King is that he's drug-free. Growing up seeing the impact they had on his mom taught him what not to fall into. In life, you can either have inspiring people around you when you grow up, so you can take the positive, or you can have bad examples, but at least you know how you don't want to end up like. He never smoked or drank in his life. Nope, never even tried it. He really wants people to understand that you can still be cool without doing everything that the world thinks is cool. That impeccable discipline allowed him to go on to a significant weight loss journey. Back then, he was weighing 270 pounds. Now, he's 200, in the gym, working out, starting to look like a straight anime character. He's even found out years later as an adult that he's half Irish, half Nigerian. Life's full of surprises, right? So much that OKQ doesn't need to go on the internet to find inspiration. His biggest inspirations come from his surroundings. He's inspired by the people he comes in contact with, the people he sees on a daily basis. That could be a complete stranger, or that could be his closest friend, or it even could be someone he just met a week ago. He's inspired by people doing good for themselves in many different ways. It's the overall gist of interacting with different people, or just seeing people being generally happy. For the future, OKQ wants to get as big as he can. He eventually wants to open up some type of driving program for the youth, where he can teach them how to drive, how to interact with cars, and other things of that nature. He also aspires eventually to get into being a spokesman for companies. Nowadays, he is a fully fledged businessman and jeweler. He has his own custom jewelry brand called Jewels by OKQ, a clothing brand, Renegade Apparel, his own car shop, OKQ Custom, and he even started a non-profit as well.
Damn.
Nowadays, the whip game's heavier than ever. His collection includes his 2016 Dodge Charger Hemi Silver Dragon that makes 1,000 horses, his 2014 BMW M6 convertible that makes 1,000 horsepower too, with a ridiculous chrome orange wrap, carbon elements, a Dragon Ball Z engine cover, and 17-ton whip. A 2022 Dodge Ram TRX that makes 900 horsepower,
it make like
a 2022 BMW M8 competition convertible called the M8 Renegade, a 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk with a jaw-dropping anime build livery. This one makes 900 horses too. An all-wheel drive Dodge Charger.
Hey, stay tuned for that one. Stay tuned for that one.
A 2023 BMW M850i Grand Coupe used as a daily driver, and a chrome orange BMW F5 competition. OKQ's ultimate dream car is a Ferrari 488 Pista Spider.
Gotta get one. A GT3 too.
Now, life doesn't hand out manuals. There's no step-by-step guide to success. No guaranteed path to making a name for yourself. But if OKQ's story teaches us anything, it's this. Your past doesn't define you. Your drive does. From stolen candy to six-figure bills. From group homes to global influence. From getting knocked down to standing taller than ever. Every chapter of his life, every win, every loss, every moment of uncertainty, it all led him here. And if there's one thing to take away from his journey, it's that the tiger never stops moving. It doesn't wait for validation. It doesn't seek approval. It just keeps hunting. So whatever road you're on, whatever obstacles stand in your way, keep going. Find your purpose. Build your legacy. Because at the very end of the day, the loudest engine isn't the one under the hood. It's the fire inside of you. This was the story of OKQ. Now, go write yours.
You know, I always thought that I would be a rapper or be trying to do something that I never knew I would have a following or supporters off of something that I love and care about. You know, it's crazy to think that you can do something and people appreciate and like the things you do. So for my supporters, I just want to let them know that it's never too late. Don't look at the clock and be like, oh, I ran out of time. If you're still breathing, you have time. If you're still here, you have a moment. Your moment can come at any given time. So don't think it's too late. Don't think it's over. You got to get out there. You got to believe in it. You got to keep on, no matter what.
Okay, cute. Yeah. Damn, bro. That was deep, dog.
On September 21st, 2024.
That was deep, man. Yeah, bro. Like, I approve that message, man. Only thing my documentary was missing was the story about my cousin Noonie C, man, who got shot and killed. And that was really one of the main ones who really pushed me to, get out the streets. Once he died, I was like, yeah, that was it. I lost Spoonie, I lost Noonie, I lost Otay. That was the first kid who ever believed in me, who knew I was going to be big. Always talked to me like, you so big. I'm like, bro, I'm nobody. Back when I was nobody. And man, Jay Work wound up dying from a DUI car accident. Bro, so much, man, that, that I guess that's another story for another time. But, man, shout out to Celeb Cars, bro. Man, dude is dope, bro. Like, he really took his time and really told my story, bro. Like, I don't think I could have told it better. I think he told it better than I could. And that's crazy because that was my story. So, yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoy this one, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all go to his page. Give him a follow, man. Tell him OKQ sent you. And, man, just keep being great, man. Y'all heard what I said, man. It's never too late. But y'all know that, though, man. But I love y'all. I appreciate the support, man. Damn, this was so dope. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's about OKQ. I'm gone.